And hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever it is you are joining us from. Thank you for joining us this beautiful day. This is Living LTV live with me, Dr. Benga Adebayo. Thank you so much for joining us this beautiful Friday, wherever it is you are. It's our pleasure to have you on the show. And today we are taking a look at emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. So, if you are joining us for the very first time, thank you for joining us. Like I said, my name is Benga Adebayo. I am a public health physician, management consultant, lecturer, many things. I wear many hats, and I'm glad to be here to share with us today. As we live in our TV, we just look at a plethora of things that can make us live healthier, better, more productive lives. And today we're taking a look at emotional intelligence. If this is your very first time and you have not yet subscribed to Living LTV, please go right ahead and subscribe right now. Subscribe immediately. Subscribe to Living LTV. You'll be helping us and you'll be helping yourself. You've been encouraging us to go right ahead to continue to produce more content. And as you engage with this content, you'll be helping people that are connected with you to also learn more, get engaged, and be better. So I'd just like to ask that please subscribe to this video, and can you please just go right ahead and share it on your feed. I'll go right ahead and share on my WhatsApp status now and let people know that we are live. We are live. We are live. Right? Let me go right ahead and do that. Right? Link copied. Go to my status, put a new status, and say we are live. Yes. All right. Great. Paste and send. All right. So please go ahead and do that. Let people know that we are live. Thanks to everyone that is live show. It's a pleasure to have you all. We are born when we are. Uh, I don't know where you are. I don't know what face where you are watching in from, where you are tuning in from. There are many things we are not born with. There are many things that we wish we had, and maybe for one reason or the other, we don't have them, and we cannot change them. you know, there are so many determinants of success. There are some determinants. There are some factors that determine success. There are some that you can't change, right? There are some enablers. There are some things that are helpful. That if you have these things, you are more likely to have success than some other things. But the good thing about it is that it doesn't matter what you have or you don't have. There are other variables, and these are the more important ones. There's other variables that I know there are many things some people would like to change. Some people may wish that they were in another country. I know so many people. I was with someone yesterday, and we were talking about the crisis in healthcare in Nigeria. One of our clients were consulting for them. It's their hospital, and we're trying to help them to get better and be more productive. And the MD was complaining to me. I said, Doc, we are in a crisis. I said, well, he said, I am finding it so difficult to get personnel. It's so difficult for me to get personnel, to get doctors, young doctors that want to work in private practice. Said they are as soon as they leave NYS, their youth service, they are jetting out. They're leaving my chances of making a good thing with my life. Okay, we won't begrudge them. It's fine. It's it's okay. Um, but the important thing that I want to say to us today is wherever you are on the face of the earth, it doesn't matter where you are. There are some things that if you don't have them, they are going to make life and succeeding in life a little bit more difficult. And if you add these qualities, that it will make success in whatever you define to be success, particularly with relating with people, achieving your goals, is going to make it much better. And one of those qualities is the trait of emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. And we can't talk about emotional intelligence in this age and time without mentioning the name of Daniel Goleman. Daniel Goleman is one of the people that has written extensively on emotional intelligence and made it very popular. That everywhere now we have better understanding that different people are born uh, with different things in different ways in life, right? Let me just quickly switch. I'm getting notifications that our internet, our network is so. Um, uh, uh, very many variables, like I was saying, that determine whether somebody will succeed or not. But notwithstanding what kind of intelligence you are born with, how you are born, he got to study, and with him and other people, of other people that have studied what makes people succeed, they've come to see that it's not particularly your native intelligence, so to speak, your intelligence quotient. Um, that even amongst people that are highly intelligent, that their IQ is 250, 200, very high IQ individuals, the people that got ahead, people that made the best, are people that have something that they now put together and they call emotional intelligence. People that are able to manage their emotions and the emotions of others. People that are more in tune with their own emotions and the emotions of other people. And so these people are said to have a very high level of emotional intelligence. So if you gather people together, people that have the same means, the same resources, the same IQ, the same intellectual native intelligent quotient to solve academic issues, and you put them together, some people will get ahead of others. And what was identified that the people that were highly emotionally intelligent did better than those that had native intelligence. So, and if you look at it, just look around you. People that are funny, relate better with people, are able to cultivate and maintain great relationships, those people tend to do better than people that are brilliant. The people that you don't vote for someone to become president because the person is brilliant, right? So it becomes a popularity contest. Elections generally are just popularity contests. Nigeria is in the middle of one, and someone I think has done some things that are not very emotionally intelligent, right? You don't pull people down to put yourself up. You just don't do that. So it's important that you come across as someone that is likable, someone that people can relate with, people can trust, people can work with. That after a certain level of getting into the door, no, getting employed, getting the job, what is going to make you move ahead in that job? It's beyond your productivity. It gets to a level, it now becomes your emotional intelligence. Is how you are able to manage your own emotions and manage the emotions of other people. How people feel after they've related with you. How people feel after they've worked with you, after they have talked with you. Every time I go to give a talk, I give quite a number of talks every year. I'm aware that 6 months down the line, people are going to forget what I said to them. They're not going to remember a lot of what I taught them. They are going to, however, remember how I made them feel, right? It's humbling for me when people meet me and tell me, maybe 20 years after, I remember you gave this talk and this was the title of the talk. I find that very humbling. Now, you mean you still remember this thing 20 years after the fact? You remember the title of this talk? Great. Now, beyond the title and remembering, I think part of the things that will make them remember that talk is not particularly the minutiae details that are there. It is how they felt, because you start to make a better success of your career, of your marriage, of your relationships at work, of whatever you do when you realize that people are emotional beings. People are emotional beings. People, I don't know if my colleague can just help me put that and pin it as a comment. People are emotional beings. People don't make, they may think to themselves that a lot of the decisions that they make are made at an intellectual level. It's not true. Most of the time, a lot of the decisions that we make have a huge emotional component. And so it's no wonder that people that make good success and succeed and make good progress in life are people that are highly emotionally intelligent. And so today we want to take a look at this emotional intelligence, look at the components of emotional intelligence, and perhaps suggest to us how we can build upon and improve our emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, essentially, by Daniel Goleman, yes, people are emotional beings. It is has five components, right? Five components. And these five components are important. They are all interrelated. The more, and the beautiful thing about emotional intelligence is that it's not native, right? We're not born with it. We all can develop it. I'm grateful to God that is one thing that is under my control, that and is a huge predictor of success, but I control it. It is not under the control of anyone. It's not under the control of my environment. It's not under the control of my genes, so to speak. It's not under the control of somebody else. This is totally 100% under your control, right? You are as emotionally intelligent as you choose to be. You are as emotionally intelligent as you strive to be, as you work out to be. If on a scale of 10, today you are 4 on the emotional intelligence scale, you can get to be a 5. You can grow to be a 6. You can grow to be a 7. You can grow from 7 and go to 10. And of course, you can grow from 7, go back right down to 4. So that can happen. But the good thing about it is that it can be learned, it can be built, it can be cultivated, it can be developed, right? So I just want you to go right ahead now as I speak. Just be thinking of yourself. How, what am I? And just start to score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. As I look at these five components, where am I? What am I? What scale am I on? And the first component of emotional intelligence is what? Self-awareness, right? Self-awareness. If you don't know yourself, you can't know people. If you don't know yourself, you cannot be the best. You can become easily manipulated. People can label you, and you react to their labels. You cease to you are not going to be someone that is is proactive, because you just don't know yourself. You just don't know your capabilities. You don't know your abilities. You don't know your triggers. You don't know what gets you on. You don't know what gets you off. You become a mystery to yourself, right? So self-awareness is the first pillar and component of EQ. So how well do you know yourself? So if I were to ask you a question now, for instance, and say, can you please write for me a short essay on who are you? Will you be able to write that essay? Who are you? It looks like a very, very simple question, but I can remember the very first time I tried to answer that question, I really, really, really thought about it. I was flummoxed. I it just struck me true. Oh, Benga, who are you? Right? Who are you? I said, okay, if I say my name is Benga Adebayo, so if I change my name, do I stop being me? Right? Okay, if I say I'm a man, right? I'm a male, and I think I'll say God forbid, and my wife will say God forbid with me. Something just happens, and I lose the things that people associate with manhood, and I lose it. Doesn't mean I stop being me. If I say I'm a I'm a doctor. If something so happens and I lose my license and I cease to be a physician, do I stop? So because do you know the question that because if I say who are you now, one of the things I'm going to say is my name is this, I'm this, I do that. So those that question of identity, right? If we are not able to answer it, if you cannot get a proper answer to it and know yourself, know your triggers. Nobody can do it for you. And that's the beautiful thing about emotional intelligence. I can't build it for you. I can help you on the way. And that's why we are in this course discussing this matter, trying to talk to ourselves so that we can get on the way and improve. All right. But it's not something that I can't lay hands on you and say, receive receive emotional intelligence, receive sense. You know, some people, people make jokes. I would say, receive sense, just get some sense, borrow sense, or borrow. You can borrow it. You can cultivate it. Beautiful. You can develop it. You can get a coach to help you on the journey to get better with it. But it's something you must do for yourself. So self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? Who are you? Can you just try? You know, there's an activity that we used to do in our learning in our classes. You could take the picture. For instance, if I remove my ring, um, and then take the picture of my hand. People say it, I know it like the back of my hand. If we have a large class and you take the picture of people's hands after removing their rings or something, or take a hand that doesn't have a ring, and just snap the pictures, print it out, and say to people, come and choose your hand. You'll be surprised. People will start to fight over hand. No, it's my own hand. No, can't you see my own? We just don't know ourselves. We don't even know ourselves physically. I don't know. So, some people, if I ask you, can you, when last did you stand in front of a mirror unashamed and know your body naked, just stark naked and just know your body? This is me. Okay, I have this here. I have this mark here. No, no. Some people's perception, there are some people's opinion of themselves is starkly different from what people think of them because they don't know themselves. I can remember the very first time I heard my voice on tape. Wow. So I preached a message, they recorded it, and then I was now listening to it. I could not believe that I was the one speaking because I sound, when I listen to myself, is totally different to how people hear my voice. So when I'm here speaking, I think my voice has more tenor, you know, more, it's more. And when I heard that deep, gruffy, you know, I was shocked. Is this my voice? Do I sound this way? No, 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 no. Self-awareness will help you. Will help you to know. I'm beyond all the physical attributes I'm talking about. And I'm talking about what are your dreams? What are your desires? Because if you know yourself, you get delivered from trying to live up to people's expectations. You get free. You get delivered from the from people labeling you and you living and reacting based on their labels. So do you know yourself? Right? Do you know yourself? Self-awareness. Self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? That's the first pillar of emotional intelligence. Right? Know yourself. Know yourself. Know what gets you on. Know what, because some people, so you don't run people's races, right? You don't try to be what other people are. Okay, so first pillar, like I said, what? Self-awareness. So I want you to score yourself, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? How well, can you answer that question very well? I say, who are you? Who are you? Right? Great. Uh, the beautiful thing is, if you score yourself 5 out of 10, you're already on your journey. I think I can add one extra for you. Wow, somebody is 8. Fantastic. Great, ma. 8. Great. If you score yourself 8, you can get to 9. May 7 out of 10. Great. If 7, you can get to 10. You can improve. So I'll give everybody that. I'll give somebody extra 1 mark because you are here for this course, trying to learn more. Because you will learn more about yourself. If we know ourselves, we stop to bicker. You don't confuse who you are with what you have. Right? You are not what you have. You are not where you live. Where you live is important. What you have is important. But those things are not exactly you, right? They are not you. Who you are. Great. The next thing I like to say, the next pillar of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. Now, this is critical. Your ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it is important. Extremely important. Some people, if they feel like it, if they feel like it, they can play with everybody. But once they don't feel like it, right? They can't do anything, right? They cannot regulate themselves. I'm already, in fact, talking about the third component of emotional intelligence, but let me reel myself back a little bit to talk about self-regulation. You are not regulated by the events in your environment. You are not someone that just says, I will tell you my mind. When I just tell you my mind, I cannot keep my mind to myself. I will just tell you my mind. Yeah, I will give you a piece of my mind. No. Stop distributing your mind. Some people have distributed their minds that their minds are now finished. They've distributed it. They've given all their minds out. No. Self-regulated. Choosing when, how you react to situations or circumstances. And even better still, not reacting, but being proactive, acting, thinking before you do something. Not speaking when you are angry and just speaking out of turn. Self-regulation. That things are happening because I was driving yesterday and I saw people go crazy. I think when you are angry, especially with anger, right? When you are angry, your higher centers, I think they stop to work. You become driven by impulses that you would, if you have not learned to self-regulate, you will not regret it. When the cortisol is down, when the adrenaline is down, those emotions, those hormones that go with agitation and emotions, when those things come, like, I start wondering, why did I do that now? Why did I do? Self-regulation, your ability to control yourself and get yourself out of nasty situations. There was someone that some years ago, it was a World Bank executive, no, and it was, is it World Bank or IMF? I can't quite remember. I think it's IMF. He was on his way to becoming the president of France, right? The polls, it was leading in the polls, doing everything, and the man raped the housekeeper in his hotel, right? How does that? And then he tried to run away in his private jet. He lost his job, went to zero, prison, from someone that presidents of the world want to have your head. They want to talk to you. They want to get your favor, to someone that went from hero to zero. Self-regulation, self-control, like Julian says. Yeah, your ability to control yourself is critical. And we are not born with that. We learn it. No one is born with adequate self-control. No one. No one. You just learn it. I don't know how many great people have been destroyed because they could not self-regulate. They are regulated by people, by circumstance, even their appetite, right? You eat everything, chop and quench. I'm sorry, let me enjoy it now. I can't keep myself. You know, the way we did that song in our environment, right? I can't keep myself. No, very, very funny songs reign at different times in this place. All kinds of, the one I see people playing about now is adulthood as scam. All kinds of funny, very songs. You know, adulthood as scam. You have to, you better suffer for your life. Okay, I don't know about that. But the important thing, I think, regulate yourself, control yourself. I've learned over time not to talk when I'm angry, right? And the few times I lose my temper and then talk, I regret it. But that now is far and few in between. When some of my colleagues or people see me angry, so wow, so you can get angry but there was a time in my life where my defense mechanism was anger. So people know me as a guy that usually gets angry. If you ask my secondary school mates, you say, that guy used to get really, really angry. If you ask people now that are more around me, say, no, he doesn't get angry. So I think, like I said, everybody grows, everybody learns. My wife will say, oh, my husband is very patient, very, very patient. I don't know anybody that is as patient as he is. It's learned. It's self-control. It wasn't so. It wasn't so many years. So some years, a number of years ago. But as I strove to become more emotionally intelligent, I meant I have to self-regulate. I cannot allow what people do determine my own actions or my own reactions. No. What people do is their own problem. Whatever anybody does to you, whatever anybody says to you, whatever anybody does, that's that person's own cup of tea. Your own reaction, however, is your own responsibility. Whatever you do because of what people do to you is your responsibility, right? I have no control over what anybody does. I have no control over. I just don't have control. I don't have control over it. You also don't have control. You don't have control over what I do. You don't. You don't. I can. It's not your. You can't. You have no control over what President Buhari does. You have no control over what the governor of Lagos State does. You have no control. But you certainly have control and responsibility over whatever you do as a result of what people do to you. It's your responsibility. So highly emotionally intelligent individuals have self-control, self-control, self-regulation, right? Self-regulation. The third one, and I will stop here today, and next week we will continue. But I just want to take 30 minutes, and we have spent 30 minutes already. And then we'll take some questions, take life scenarios, and then we can wrap up for this today. So, and that's motivation. That's the third thing I want to talk about today, motivation. Motivation is critical for achievement, and highly emotionally intelligent people are strongly self-motivated, right? They are people that when other people think, oh, let's take it easy, it doesn't matter, they take the bull by the horns, take it by the scruff, and they go right ahead and do whatever they need to do. Are you motivated? Right? Or you are saying to yourself, well, Nigerians calm. If I was in, I don't know, whatever country you want to be in, maybe I'll be better. Or if my father was this, if my mother was this, if only I had worked better. Motivation is important. And it doesn't matter where you find yourself, you can get right ahead now and start. Do what you need to do. And I would like to tell you a story now. As I went to Obafemi University, Ile-Ife, so while we were on campus, I don't know how it is now. In those days when we were there, um, porters are very powerful people. The porter can determine. You don't get bed spaces because then you needed to. It wasn't easy getting bed spaces. Most students then stay back on campus. Very few people. Campus wasn't outside campus wasn't very safe. So you try to, and then the life, the community life. How can you be in Ife and be staying in town? You need to experience the campus. Let the spirit of Ife enter you. Cook beans and eat burnt beans and all that kind of stuff. So there were potters then, right? That you greet them with respect. They were alpha and omega. But I went back to school some years after, and some of those potters that when I was there as a student, I was the one saying, "Oh, well done, please, sir, this." I now went back there, and they now see me, and they are the ones saying to me, "Oh, welcome, sir, welcome back. How are you doing, sir?" There's really nothing in Sao. I say, no, I'm not. The point no is not about the Sao. Is that someone stayed in the same spot. I don't know whatever life circumstances he had faced, but somebody stayed in the same spot, doing the same thing for 15 years and had not progressed. So it could be that he didn't have life, he did not have opportunities. He had life happens, bad things happen to people, and sometimes you can't explain why they happen. Bad things happen to good people. People lack opportunities. People do not have the things that they need when they need them. But it's a mistake to think that because something bad has happened to you, or that you have a bad year, a bad day, a bad month, to just conclude that you have a bad life. Mm-mm. That man that when I was there as a student, if he started, let's say he did not know anything, if he started adult classes while he was there, um, and tried and worked out and did everything that he needed to do, and got just his 5 credits and got 200 in JAM, and had those results, and approached any professor in that school and said to them, "Sir, I'm a porter in so and so all, and I just got my 5 credits and I have 200 in JAM," because that's what you need to get into any course in Ife. Even medicine, if you have 200 and you know the right people, you can get on at least then, I don't know what it is now, he will get any course. He will graduate, right? In 15 years, he would have furthered his life and be able to increase his earning power, because your qualifications, unfortunately, your certifications to, especially in structured working environment, determines what you do. So, but what will make you to do that is motivation. So highly emotionally intelligent folks have a high level of motivation. They are able to pull themselves beyond what is happening in the environment to do the things that they need to do, to say the things that they need to say, to give what it takes to achieve whatever they need to achieve. So I want to encourage someone that is struggling. Please be motivated. Motivate yourself. Talk to someone, right? And this motivation may be difficult alone, right? So someone said, iron sharpens iron. So talk to people of like mind. Build yourself, encourage yourself, and be all that you can be. So we've taken 3 um, components of emotional intelligence today: self-awareness, self-regulation, and then motivation. Next week, we'll look at the final 2 components and take a few questions and then just discuss. And I think we'll be the better for it, because I also still need to learn more. I need to become more emotionally intelligent. We can always improve. So if there are questions, a big thank you to all our regulars. Okay, Mommy, thank you, Mommy Abiodu, May Ayodele, Julian, Timitope, and of course my colleagues. Thank you all for joining us and being here. So if we have questions now, I'll be happy to take those questions. Questions, contributions, comments, please go ahead. Drop it right there in the chat box. If you have not shared this, please get the link. You will see share. just share this on your Facebook, share it on your WhatsApp status. Please share, let people know that this is here. Emotional intelligence is a good predictor, an important predictor of success. All right. Do we have questions? OBG, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Any other question? Do we have questions or contributions? Yeah, we spent 40 minutes today. I believe it's been time well spent. I hope it's been time well spent. Right. So any other question, any question, contributions? Okay. In the absence of any, a big thank you. See you again next week. Work out, like I said, no matter where I am on the face of the earth, as long as God gives strength, gives health, and we have internet access, we'll try to bring Living Health TV live to us every Friday by 3 p.m. God willing, God helping. Right? Thank you so much. See you next week, Friday, 3 p.m., as we conclude our discussions on emotional intelligence. Stay fit, stay healthy, and like area they say, make I remember say, life you no get duplicate. God bless you.